Hi, this is Michael Benjamin Jacobson. This is the world doesn't need more Jesus preached. It needs more Jesus lived. So Tyrus, Shane tells me you've got a Catholic background, so you understand who Jesus is and you understand who God is. For people who are tuning in on YouTube, this is a personal prophecy request, and you can request one in the description tag if you go to my website and request a prophecy. In this instance, a good friend of mine, Shane, requested a prophecy for his friend Tyrus, and so this is what this prophecy is about. So I'll just pray, Tyrus, that Father, give me a beautiful word from you. I want to bind any spirits or anything that would come against this word that's not the truth, and give me a word, Jesus, that will bless him and encourage him and lift him up. I sense that you're a person who has 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and you've pretty well been living a life like that for so many years. You've become very resilient. If you know what that word means, I'll explain that word another way. You've become pretty conditioned to hard times and attacks and all sorts of unfair behaviour happening to you. They sell advertisements for good tiles and good roof coverings that can handle all sorts of battering rain and storms and hail and all sorts of storms. You're the type of person who can, if you could sell people your resilience, your character, your stickability, your patience and endurance should be able to be bottled and sold as Coca-Cola. It'd make a lot of money if people could just have your character strength, to be able to persevere and get through certain hard things and hard times and struggles. I sense the good-hearted people like ourselves just cop it, and we cop it from all sorts of angles. It's like, from time to time, I think, I've got something on my forehead written, just pick on me, abuse me, treat me like trash. And I think people just read it and just go bang and hit me. And I feel that that's true of you. And what it's achieved, Tyrus, is what all the abuse and struggle and trials and hassle has produced in you is this amazing fruit. And I'm not sure if it could have happened any other way. And I think this is the official apology from God to say, we're sorry that this has happened to you and continues to happen to you. But your character, that beautiful person that's in you that would do anything for anyone, that's so full of love and compassion, would rescue a child out of the jaws of injustice, would go and confront a male who's abusing his female and take the female and say, don't you ever come after her or I'll smash you. This sense of, social justice that not only talks about what is right and what should be done, but has actually got the balls and the tenacity and the strength to step in and, confront abusers and say that's not going to happen anymore. And we've got an Australian word. I don't know if converse to New Zealand, but we've got an Australian word like staunch. Staunch means you can go into prison and anyone can approach you and try and stand over you and you'll fight them. And that's what Australians would call staunch. It's sort of, will stand his ground, won't be abused or stood over. And a sense that you've developed this beautiful character who is so loving, easy to tears, compassionate, kind, gentle, loving, helpful. Go out of your way to help people. Just this loving, you know. I hear this cliche as I do it. Nice guys come last, and you know, I don't know if you're with a partner, you got a girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure, but you know, can't see everything. But it's sort of like guys like us that are single, and the girls that like us. There's some sort of reason, but the sense that you're just so beautiful. You know, I think when you're a beautiful person, you get feedback from genuine, honest, loving people. They give you feedback saying that you're so beautiful and sweet. But I don't know if you've heard it from God. I don't know if you've actually heard God say that you're extraordinary, you're exquisite. You know, there's certain gemstones, there's certain diamonds. You know, diamonds were sold to us by marketers, and they made diamonds expensive by saying that they're the only thing you can get engaged with. So there was a whole con on diamonds, but diamonds are very common. You can, you know, go through any plaza, you can go through any shopping centre and see 6 places that sell jewellery, and you can see diamonds all over the place. But from time to time, there's an exquisite diamond. From time to time, there's one with a lot of carats who's got exceptional quality, and they're called exquisite, and they cost a lot of money. And the Lord says that you're one of his exquisite diamonds, and he's done a wonderful job with you. I'm very close to the Lord, and as I do this, I can hear him speak. You know, your house, your resting place in heaven, your house in heaven, and some of the things that are your rewards in heaven, will just have you crying. You just, you know, John Lennon has been in heaven. He's just been crying ever since he's been there. A sense that you know, you're going to be so rewarded in heaven for this life that you've lived, that you're just going to be in tears half the time, overwhelmed that God would reward you so much. And you really, I sense, you know, I can be wrong in some things, but I sense you've never had a fortune, you've never had a lot of possessions, you've never had a lot of money. And with the little money that you've had, you've been very open to share it with people who are friends and people in need. And you're kind to the poor, you're kind to anyone who needs finances. And even out of the little that you have, you share it. And God is just going to reward you so much. You know, this T-shirt says that the world doesn't need more Jesus preached. It needs more Jesus lived. And you're a demonstration of the love, the kindness, and the compassion of Jesus Christ. And you know, you may Shane, I asked Shane about you. You may not have this active faith. You may not be going to church. You may not be praying every day. You may have not have read the Bible for years. None of that matters to Jesus. To God, you're a beautiful person, and you're going to go to heaven for sure, and you're going to have this extraordinary house. And I sort of, I think you like granite or marble. I think you like both granite and marble, and I can see, you know, kitchen tables made out of granite or marble, and I can see granite. Or marble. I can't tell the difference between both of them, but I can see a staircase made out of this beautiful stuff. There's gold fittings, and there's exposed beams. I like exposed beams, wooden beams in the house. You've got sort of like a rustic taste, and I don't even know what rustic is, but you've got this like rustic taste. And your house is your mansion in heaven is exquisite. And you're just such a beautiful person. Tell Shane if I'm ever in coming to New Zealand, tell him that I want to sit opposite you at dinner and have a talk to you. I just feel like I'd love to give you a hug. I'd like to share sad stories with you and open up about the hard ways we've been treated. And there's very few people that I'd talk about my painful things with. I'm very expressive and very transparent, but I don't often share the things that really hurt me the most. And I get a sense that if I talk to you face to face, you'd hear me out and you'd listen. And I'm sure if I shared it and I filled up with tears, that you'd fill up with tears too. And so I hope this has encouraged you. If you've ever doubted that you're going to go to heaven, if you ever doubted what God thought of you, and I hope that you can play this and play this and play this, and remind yourself that this God just thinks you're beautiful. And the reason for your hard life, like he said, was to make you into this exquisite diamond. And perhaps you can ask Shane, about my videos, about who I am. That I'd never do a prophecy like this just to sound nice, to flatter you. And I'm very impressed, and I really love you, and I hope that this really makes you happy. God bless.